Hey traders, Nick here looking at a post event look at a diagonal or calendar spread. In this case it's United Airlines UAL, the ticker. I should not say United Airlines anymore. And I bet upside. So let's see how it unfolded. Okay, for me it was, since there was an event, I didn't want to go with straight calendar because then it would have been a bad thing if it rallies too much. And if there was no event, I'm okay with the calendars. But in the event, in the case where I have an event, I would rather do a diagonal. And let me quickly recap what's the difference. So if I think that a stock, if I want to buy a $90 call out in time, and actually let me put it out in time for the visual to be easier to follow. Let's say I bought a $90 call out in time. In this case May, at 90. It will cost me dollar whatever. I'll share the numbers exactly. Let's say $1.50. So to lower my entry cost, I don't want to just risk $1.50 per contract without knowing really it's a binary event. It's pretty much gambling. I saw the technical setup where they were attacking this neckline and I expected them to bust out of it. But there was an event, and I didn't want to bet my money on an event without being hedged. How did I hedge it? I lowered my entry cost by selling a call against the long I have shorter time for April, which expires today, and on 4/18 because Friday's off. So, but I didn't sell it at 90. I sold it at 92. So if I had sold it at 90, then this would be a calendar call spread. Calendar call spread. Why? It's the same call, two different calendars. One expires now, one expires in about a month. In this case, I did a diagonal because it goes diagonally instead of being this way. So I bought the long dated one and sold the higher shorter dated one. So the net effect was I entered my trade cheaper than I would have just by paying $1.50. So let me bring the actual numbers and tell you how it worked out. I think this one will bring us the numbers. Okay, so this was a call diagonal, and it was it cost me $1.51 to buy that May call. $1.51. Hopefully you can see that. If not, let's do this. Thank you, Windows. $1.51 to buy the May call. And then I sold the call that expires today at 92 for 32 cents. So I lowered my entry to only $1.20, let's round, and instead of $1. So I hedged my bet worth 32 cents. As a result, snapshot was yesterday. So today it would have been even better, but it's expiring. So the next day when my profits came in, my base price was not $1.50. My base price is less, a lot less, because both went my way. I picked the right level at 92 for it to be out of reach for such a short period of time that it too also gained. Usually one wins, one loses, but in this case they both gained. This was, at the time I took the snapshot, this was cheaper to buy back. So I made 20 cents here, and I made 50 cents, 52 cents there. So the upside was considerable. So now the total net upside was, at the time I took the snapshot, $1.94 minus 119. So roughly $800 on 10 contracts. Not a bad, quote, bet on an earnings report. So this is the advantage of doing a diagonal, where I anticipate something going on, but I don't want to bet naked long a call. I want to hedge my bet. So I do it. Where's that other picture? I do a diagonal. The calendar is exactly the same way. I buy the May call and I sell the April call. Now these can be different time frames depending on preferences, what makes sense, what doesn't. But in my case, I didn't do this. I turned it into a diagonal by selling a higher call. Now I don't sell a lower call. It's still called a diagonal, but then I open extra risk. This, I open no extra risk. The maximum risk was the $1.12 or 19, whatever it was. I spent to enter the trade. That was the maximum I could lose. And if it goes to $1 million, I still make some money because it's a diagonal. But if it was a calendar, if it goes to $1 million, I don't make any money. I lose the entry cost in theory because I'm long and short at the same place, but I spent money to be in that position. So in theory, I'm losing money. So that's why I like the diagonal when it makes sense. I wouldn't have gone lower than 32 cents because then, you know, the discount is not that great. But if you think about it, what's 32 divided by $1.50? That's the percentage discount I gave myself for entering the trade. That's a pretty good hedge. If somebody said you can hedge that much percent on any trade you have, that's a pretty good hedge. So it wasn't like a cheap, oh, what are you doing with 32 cents? It turned out to be a good thing because it made me money anyway. All right, so that's a quick lesson backwards on a diagonal and how it can be used in real life. By the way, I don't know. Oh yeah, UAL was the ticker on this one. All right, Nick signing out.